What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. It has been a hot minute, as they say in New York City. Now, just a quick question before we begin. Who here uses Threads? Put your hand up. If your hand is up, you suck. Threads is trash, and Zuckerberg is a vulture. All right? What we have now is a gentleman, if you haven't seen the news, who is poaching the top talent from OpenAI and offering them $100 million as a, I don't know, first year payment or a signing bonus. Can you think about that? We went from, we can't pay CEOs $50 million, they're getting paid 16 or 30 times what the average employee is getting paid. We went from that to this vulture, this vulture in a human skin suit, this parasite. Anyway, let's not go there. But this guy, he is now paying people $100 million just up front to poach them from this other entity. And how does this make sense? Because it's $100 million and they got like the potential to make $300 million. If you make $100 million, you don't need to work. You can work for Facebook for that first year, and in no universe should you still be working. If you make $100 million and you still want more money, you are as bad a parasite as Zuckerberg. It can't be worse than Zuckerberg. Without going into the history, let's remember that this is the guy who was deplatforming and censoring people at the behest of shadowy government figures. And then he turns around. I mean, he was even helping them win their election, the one they won in 2020. And then he comes around and goes all for free speech. Now, I don't have the memory of a goldfish. I do remember when he was resisting the censorship push at that point, he eventually caved for reasons that we will not know unless we were in those back rooms. But the fact is that Zuckerberg is a spineless vulture, and $100 million? Now let's just unpack this first of all. I understand that AI is the hot new thing. We can analyze that later. But the number is astronomical. This is besides the billions they're already investing in AI infrastructure, whatever that means. Buying chips from NVIDIA, apparently. Servers and God knows what. So, I don't know, they're estimated to spend around $60 billion per year in this. And I guess to the Meta platforms, bottom line, that's not a big number. This is a company that's worth nothing. It's valued at about $2 trillion, a little less than that. So, okay, $400 million for an employee, a prime top stake employee is not a big deal. Zuckerberg can handle it, apparently. But how does it make sense? So there are three possible ways that this makes sense, that you can recoup those funds. And you're not going to spend money without the ability to make that money back. That's the whole point of spending money. You make more money, right? So there are to my mind, three ways that this makes sense. The first is that this is basically a stock market Ponzi scheme, which, if you haven't noticed, the whole stock market is basically a Ponzi scheme right now. No matter what happens, what's the meme? Stonks go up. No matter what happens. And it's completely detached from the real world at this point. We don't know what those numbers represent. I mean, I know, but you're gonna have to do a little bit of work to figure it out if you haven't. All right. So the first point is there's an AI wave. Facebook want to ride it up to the top. If they're already worth $2 trillion now, practically, they can spend what, 10, 20, 100 billion. Now, 100 billion is a bit steep. I don't see that making sense in terms of how much they're investing into the AI infrastructure. But poaching a few employees from OpenAI, basically to sabotage them, that's almost enough. You say $400 million a pop. You buy 10 employees. That's $4 billion. You buy 20 employees. That's, I don't know, is that $8 billion? It's worth it to sink a competitor, and it's enough, right? OpenAI apparently is valued at $300 billion, which makes it the second most valuable privately held company. This is all nonsense. And again, we'll look into the AI aspect. But this idea of them inflating their value in the stock market, I think it's a big factor in how they value this idea of spending $100 to $400 million on people. Again, if I had $20 million, you would never, like, I'd be on YouTube all the time just making videos. I'd be chilling nonstop. The second possibility, and this is not a thing, I totally don't agree with this, is that they think that they can make revenue. They can get these AI nerds from OpenAI, and these nerds are going to do some magical programming, and somehow each one of those nerds is going to, on average, get Facebook to make $400 million more. Not going to happen. There's no conceivable way that these nerds do that, because there's only two customers that Facebook can get. Okay, regular people, and let's not go into what slop Facebook has become. But you got Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram. All three of these basically do the same thing, which is letting people post their stuff online. WhatsApp is a bit more focused on the messaging thing, but they're all messengers, right? Facebook is effectively a phone book. You know, connect to people that you know. You see their pictures, but I mean, as time goes, people aren't using it like that. When I go on Facebook, I see slop. My homepage is full of slop and the occasional thing that a friend has posted, you know, and I like that. I like to see a female friend riding a camel, save a horse, ride a camel is what she said. I think is kind of offensive to my culture, but that's fine, white girl. I'm just playing it up. It's totally fine. But slop, absolute AI slop. So if all this degenerate AI algorithmic stuff is not getting me good stuff on my Facebook feed, what's to say that more AI isn't just going to be more garbage? These things optimize feeding you slop and brainwashing you. Instagram, slightly better because at least they're showing you those borderline 18 plus content that's like, okay, well, why are they letting this person advertise their body on this channel? But okay, that's fine. It's all legal now, apparently. Society is gone. We are totally on the way to hell. And I don't mean hell like for our sins. Hell because what the hell? You know, we deserve the world we have, apparently. Third option. So again, they're not going to make money off people. They don't charge us advertising. Where is the money at? Doesn't make any sense. Now they can make some money off corporations, you know, business to business, and they can make money off government contracts. It's possible. Will it work in the end? Is AI really going to make the difference? I don't think so, right? I really don't think so. So then we get to the third possibility. A bit ambitious. I don't really believe that this is the main focus, at least the short term. But long term, I do believe that this is where the billionaires would like things to go. This is that they are trying to get the AI to become AGI, which is artificial general intelligence, which is thinking like a human being. Wow, amazing. Not that impressive. Most of us have figured out how to do it. So it doesn't make sense to me. But the next step, once they figure out how to make the machine think like a person and really think and not just regurgitate things like an LLM does, is that they hope they can step it up so it becomes a superintelligence. What is the point of a superintelligence? Something that is as powerful as 50 human minds, faster than 100 human minds, God knows what. Let me tell you, it's the only thing that can save Threads. Threads is such a garbage app that they need to create a superhuman superintelligence in order to make it rival Twitter, X, which is a garbage app anyway, right? There's a reason it's called X. The content there is mostly. So I'm honestly lost as to, but that's a joke. Nothing can save Threads. No amount of superhuman intelligence will. That was a joke. But what these billionaires want to do is, after they've done the whole Ponzi scheme, inflate the market, all that stuff, make the money, get the power, they want to have superhuman powers. That's all they want. This vulture, he thinks that he is the right person to be king of the world, God of the universe. And honestly, as I said a little while ago, we deserve the world we got. The fact that we are in this world where these freaky vultures, and I don't know if Musk, I don't want to say anything offensive to people who might have disabilities, but this is the world you got, and there's a reason you got it. Effectively, it doesn't make any sense to me, but yeah, I don't know how to end this except to say these folks will end up with some form of this superintelligence. It's not going to do much for anybody. They are just going to use it to make more money, and they already have enough money. What they want is control over the world. You're going to have those, basically we're doing baby steps to a dystopian movie. It wasn't bad enough, the whole 2020 dystopia, where we were still like, people but locked up. Now we're not even going to be people. We're going to be like, I don't know. Anyway, I hope that was informative, and maybe the next videos will be better, a bit more informative than this was. But again, $100 million up front, what has the world come to? Peace out.